Microphone test, microphone test. Okay, should be good to go. Let me adjust this music. Put this on random. If I can figure out where the random button's at. I think it's that one, right? Yeah, okay. And we should be good to go. Hopefully the music won't be an issue today. And there we go. Where'd my music go? Oh, I closed. Seriously, I closed the stupid tab of Spotify. Hello, Mr. Potatoes. I am using your Spotify playlist today. So we'll see how the music goes. Let me know if it's too loud or too quiet based on my volume, since I have to adjust it, and I've never adjusted it before. And we are not watching Beetlejuice today. Yeah, I will be more than happy to play anything you think is awesome. Just feel free to send it to me. However you think's appropriate, and I can either make it my own on Play, or I can use your Spotify. More than likely, I'll make it on Play as well. Yeah, just do whatever you want. I got no problem with it, Ryan. But let me make sure I'm actually streaming properly. Okay, yep, cool. Cool, yeah. Feel free to share that. That would be awesome for the streamers, I'm sure. But today, we are doing the persistent variables and saving. See if we can do part 2 of this. Because I've only got about an hour today for streaming before the epic, awesome 4.14 stream. Let's see, suggestions of video game soundtracks. Do you have like things like the World of Warcraft soundtracks? Because those are nice, instrumental, orchestral most of the time. The 7th Guest soundtrack I personally like because it's a really weird soundtrack. And I have the I have all of the collector's editions, which means I have all the soundtracks. I plan on ripping them if possible. Second, what, Warcraft or second suggestion? Okay, so what am I working on here? Saving between maps, and then... Okay, we did that one. So we want to work on advanced saving. That's what I want to work on today. Oh, the second suggestion was the 7th Guest soundtrack. And I've actually got that one on CD too. It's a weird soundtrack, because yeah, I love that soundtrack. And then I don't know if you have ever heard it, but I have on, I'll just pop this up right now. I love 7th Guest. I have the original on CD still, which came with the soundtrack, and I have it on my Android. But I have personally just simply ripped. I have the Warcraft one, but I also have the MAG soundtrack, the old PS3 game, and it's got some interesting. It's kind of like Red Alert-ish soundtrack. So if you could listen to that one, you might want to. It's got nice, upbeat music. Yeah, MAG was such a fun game. But those are the ones I have that I thought were worthy enough of being ripped, that I've ripped myself personally. Okay, back to that. So we have our example here, and we can collect things. We can go to different areas, and we can keep it consistent in our game instance. So what I want to do is save this out to disk. So that way we can show saving and loading from the game object. Banjo 3. All soundtracks are good. I definitely care. That's funny since Banjo 3 was never released, right? So in order to do the persistent saving, we want to do persistent variable tracking. So we're going to want to keep somewhere in our game an array that keeps track of our persistent state. And it's got to persist between map changes. As far as I know, that's only going to be our game instance. So we're going to want to keep track of the level. We're going to want to keep track of the contents of the level. I wonder if there's a smart way of making a reusable script, because every one of these pickups should be a different item since I've created them at design time. So let's see if we can make a, well, what I'm thinking is making it, I like to make things as generic as possible. So like, for example, if I can make an item that will go through every object in the scene, that's every actor object in the scene, and then see if it's flagged as maybe implements savable. I think BPI with savable would be smart, and then add it to a database, and then basically track that. And yep, does implement interface. Yeah, I think I'll try this. LaserCat, I have tried 4.14. It's got a lot of fun settings options and just general improvements to the flow of the engine. And if you haven't done much with it or you want more info, tune into the official Epic Twitch stream in about an hour and 20 minutes. And Mike Fricker will be going over 4.14 and showing a lot of features that people haven't seen yet. That should be fun. So since this is part of... Now it's got... The game instance has to hold things. Or do we do a save object to hold things? Do you want to keep things separate in each level? Could this be made generic enough where if you had a game that had items in just a house, could it be done? If your save object, yeah, you know what? If your save object keeps track of the arrays, oh my god, try to make things, okay, let's just make something work and then we'll break it out. So let's just make a new blueprint. If I can find where blueprint went to. And we'll call this one the savable object manager. And this will be responsible for getting every savable object in our scene and adding it to an array. That's what we'll do to start with. Okay. So let's give this a scene component. Come on, add scene. Give this one root. Drop this here. Let's give it a billboard, so at least we have something that it looks like. And we'll go with that. Let's go to an event grab. Let's kill everything. When this thing starts up, so the question is, we need to make sure this doesn't run until the entire map is loaded. Is going to be our problem. So we don't want this thing to yeah, I could do that and then fire it off from the previous map loads, but oh crap, because I know for the level streaming you can do the custom node and have it fire off after the level's been loaded, but I don't think there is a node for the level being fully loaded. I think that was an issue. Let's go. Let's search for loaded and see what happens. See, but it only works on streaming levels, and we're not using streaming levels here. I'm actually purposely not using streaming levels. Yeah, you should always use streaming levels, but I'm purposely trying to show if you're doing hard cuts with different maps. Because, I mean, if, for example, you have a house and you go from outside the house to inside the house, I mean, you really don't need level streaming. I mean, technically you'd level stream it up and then unload the other level, but I'd rather do this a hard way so you can adjust it for the easy way. Bind event to on level loaded. Is there an on level loaded? Where the hell is this from? I know that's the problem. Begin play right here could fire off in this object before something else has loaded. That was the issue I had with the level loading, where you couldn't verify that everything was fully loaded before you fired off an event. I mean, here, let's assume this works, and then we'll adjust it if we have issues. So let's create a variable, and we'll call this savable objects, and we'll just make this of type object, and we'll give it an array. Every version of UE4 has crash bugs, unfortunately. Actions interface. Let's go with a blueprint interface for savable. Let's put this back to tiles. Blueprint interface DPI savable, because that makes it super simple to tag something as savable. Actors. Let's see. We're setting this one, right? There we go. So I mean, this should be super simple here. Okay, so let's find our pickup. I only want our pickup to be savable. It's the only thing in our scene. And let's figure out where I put my, here we go. And then we'll do a print string for debug purposes. And we'll just get the length of the array, slap that into there. Let's put our manager into the scene, because if we don't, this really doesn't work. And let's see what happens. 6. Yep, we have 6 coins, so that works exactly like it should. 4. Well, I know 4.13 had definitely some crashing bugs. It just depends on what you're working on. I know 4.14 fixes a lot of bugs. But I mean, honestly, every version of Unreal has issues. They have certain things that do and don't work properly. There's nothing you can really do about it. They try to fix them as they can. Okay, so let's say we have our savable object. So this is nice, but we want to be able to make sure that our player, they've already got them. We're going to go and destroy the item so we can clean up our scene, because we've already interacted with our savable object. So the question is, do we save it out to the save game object for each map? Or do we do this temporarily into the... I'm still going to need... Okay, see, trying to make this as generic and as open as possible. Let's make a new blueprint of a save game object. I'll call this one blueprint. No, it's not blueprint. What is this? Savable. No, this is persistent variables. Persistent bars save game. A tutorial regarding drop-down styles. It has not settings to adjust the size. There is actually a tutorial already on that. And it should be a how-to, if I remember right. It should be styling the drop-down. Oh, you remember the name of it. Of course I can't remember the name of it. Oh well, let's find it on the YouTube. Let's see. Let's go to my channel. Let's see, combo box. Here we go. Style the UMG combo box dropdown is what you're looking for, and it is.
And welcome to the video.
A video that can do that, and it will show you how to style the combo dropdown box. No, not a problem. It's in there. It's annoying because you basically have to intercept events, not intercept events, but you have to use an event for when it's changed, and it'll allow you to style it. I'm also 94% sure they made it a little bit easier in 4.14. I think you can directly set the text style in it now. I'm gonna double check that. But yeah, there is a video for styling the combo box. And it's a giant pain in the butt to do too, unfortunately. Okay, 4.14, let's see. There's my pause menu. Combo. Input combo box. I want to say, yep, okay, so in 4.14, you will be able to change the font directly. I'm pretty sure you can't in 4.13 if I remember right. I'm not crazy, right? No, you could in 4. Maybe they added it in 4.13 where you can change the font. But the actual style itself of the combo box when you drop down is not in here. You have to override it, which is the on-generate widget right here, which I have covered in the video. But I want to say you couldn't change the font before one of these recent versions. Anyways, there's a video on it, and I thought 4.14 changed it. I have not done anything with Xbox One because you would need the special version of UE4 to either do the UWP, or you would need an actual Xbox account and use the Xbox dev unit, and I have none of that stuff. But base UE4, as far as I know, can't do the indie dev version of Xbox One. Crap. See, I need to save an array of an arrays is what I need. Savable object arrays. I'm gonna need an identifier, and I'm gonna need a array, so I'm gonna need a struct. Let's see if we can do this properly. This should break miserably. I could really use Eller's. Yes, the retail Xbox can be a dev kit if you're using the UWP version, the Universal Windows Platform. It's got limitations such as the amount of space and memory you can use, and you have to use a special version of Unreal Engine that Microsoft has a fork of in order to deploy to the UWP Xboxes. The regular ones can't be the full dev kits, which the base version of Unreal Engine can deploy to. So we're gonna need an ID, and we're gonna need a object, which I could just type in object. Okay, so we need an object array. So this is the savable objects. And then we need the level name, right? It's levels in this stupid game. Levels, yeah, okay. So level name, text or string. That's probably the easiest way of doing this. Well, let's go with the text and see what happens. Okay. So there's our array of structs, and then this is going to be the savable struct. Or did I not save it? There we go. Struct persistent variables, which is probably named wrong. It should be struct savable objects. Why I couldn't find it. Okay, so savable. Where am I? I'm in the save game object right here, right? Yep. Okay. So this is supposed to be a struct savable type, and it's going to be an array. So now we have an array of structs, which I can add, and each one of these should have a name, which is the level name, and then savable objects, which is the own individual array. Okay. So let's see if we can then take and merge this into my struct, which is in my savable game. So we're going to create save game object, and this will be a persistent variable save game, and we're going to get the what did I call it? Savable object arrays. I need to cast to my persistent context sensitivity. There we go. And I know it's going to be that, so we'll do it pure. We'll do that. Oh, this is a lot of fun. Okay, so now we have a savable array struct, which if I was to get any of them, I should be able to have, there we go, fill in a name in that. So we want to see if one persists. Okay, let's do this the intelligent way right now. So we're going to take our save game object. We're going to see if it exists right now based on our level name. So we get the current level name, and it's a string. So we're going to want to change our struct to string. Make it simpler on us. There we go. And then we're going to want to go through here. We're going to have to, let's see. Should be able to find, right? But I'm going to need to find based on the level name, so that's not going to work because it's a struct. Oh, I don't want to do this, but until I can think of splitting it up better, this will work. Let's just do a for each loop with the break. This would be smarter. Okay, so this will allow us to go through each one. We're going to split our struct. We're going to see if the current level name is equal to the one we get here. So we'll see if this exists already inside of it. So does this exist already? So if it exists, we're going to go ahead and compare. So we're going to want to compare this object right here to this object right here. Hello, NanoPen. This levels savable object. That way at least it's named very well. So we're going to compare this one here. So if it exists, let's go ahead and promote this to variable so we don't have to use it more than once. Right here. Oh, look at the wires everywhere. We'll call this one the save game object savable objects. There we go. Long names, but we're good. Okay, so we're going to basically have to check the status of each of those items, which means I need a status. Which means these items are savable, but unless I have a flag inside them whether we pick them up or not, which means do I keep the flag inside of our struct? Which means do we need oh my god, do we need another friggin' struct? Or do I want to just look at the object and see if it's been flagged as picked up or not? Can we add that as part of our interface? I don't think we can, but let's find out. I don't think you can add variables in here. Right? No, no variables inside of an interface. That would be friggin' awesome. Well, yeah, I can do... But then I would have to talk to each object after I pulled it out of the list and then find out if it's saved or not, which means it becomes part of the object rather than part of the save game. Which I could do. Each object could know whether or not it was, for example, interacted with, picked up, or destroyed. But I'm trying to see if I can keep it as generic as possible. Be extra setting. What do you mean, Mr. Ryan? See, here's my level name. And this level name has a bunch of savable objects. But should this be another one which has a flag and an item inside of it? Another struct? With that struct being... See, this is my second thought. So we have savable, we have our persistent... Where's our stupid struct? Savable objects. Which is this one. This is our list of savable objects. And then we have inside of this, we have another structure. We call this one you know, it could be like object. Oh, that would be smart. Object status. See, we could do something like, oh my god, this is like a struct hell, where this is the object itself. So, object. So this is the object itself, and it has a new variable on, this could be an enum, for example, on the status of it. And then based on the status, when we're going through here, we could call an appropriate thing. Or I could just put the appropriate thing on. Should we just call it savable and then, yeah, you know what? I think the BPI might be the smart way of doing it. Because if I do this, and then we do the savable action, we call it like that. And then for each of these items, so basically everything in here, let's see, so actually at this point we don't need, let's see, so if it exists already, let's see, for each, what we could do is talk to each of these, and we could tell it to do the savable action. Hello, Mr. Grog. So, like, for example, here's our pickup, and we call, oops, let's compile it. We'll call it save event savable action. And what this is going to do is if it's saved, see, the problem is just because it's a savable object doesn't mean we've actually done anything with it. It's the problem. So I need to keep track of not only is it savable, I need to keep track of if we've done anything with it, which is kind of why I think I was going with the other struct. So if we did a blueprint enum, and we did this one a savable object, well, because changes could be made, but let's say, for example, well, hold on, let's savable object status. Whoops, why did I not do that? Needs resaving. Yeah, no, because basically the question is, do you make it tied down to basically was something done to it or not? And if something's done to it, you no, we want to keep it generic, right? I like your interacted with. No, I like interacted with. I think that's smart. Well, it'll save. That's not the issue. The problem is when I load the map, it's got to go through the save game object, and it's got to say, okay, so for this coin, what am I doing? Am I doing anything to this coin? Do I tell the coin it needs to do something, like destroy itself? Or do I just ignore this coin because the player's never touched it? It's just a simple savable object. So I should probably have the coin... you know what? That's probably the smartest thing. Whether or not it should do it. Well, the ID, I do have... Everything is going to have an ID based on the object name since it's going to exist. So the question here is this right here. Disable object... Yeah, okay. So I think I can do this. The brain stop functioning again. There we go. So object status. And then this is going to be the object itself. And if it was... Okay, let's go with interacted with. And we'll just do it a bool. Make it super simple. Like that. Okay. Yep, okay. So let's go back to what I was doing. So we have inside of our struct for the savable objects, this itself is not going to be a savable object. This is going to be a, what did we call it? Object status. Oh, we could probably just call it savable object struct savable objects, and we'll call it, okay, let's just do this extremely stupid stuff, savable object. So we have the object and the objects, just to be really annoying. This is the object, and if it was interacted with, and the objects is a group of savable objects, like that. And this is an array of that, and that is a single name with a group of, okay. So let's see how stupid we can make this. So this is going to look through all the savable objects. And it's going to check and see if the current name matches something that already exists. If it does exist, we're going to set this. So we need to set this. So we need to promote to variable. I don't know why that was doing that. That was extremely weird. Oh, because apparently I moved the wrong node. Well, that was stupid. I'll explain why it looked weird. Stop it. You know what? I can flip these just to make it cleaner. There we go. Set this here if it's true, and this will be our savable object. Savable objects. Okay. Well, see, that's the thing. The way I'm designing this is it's only going to care. It's not going to care about things that spawn in. This is going to basically come into the map, grab all of our savable objects, and determine what we should do with them. That way, basically, the designer just has to worry about dropping stuff in, making sure they're flagged as savable, and then the blueprint for savable object manager will take care of everything itself after that. So nothing procedural and all that, because procedural and stuff like that should be handled separately. This is just for a treasure chest in an RPG game, or a key, for example, in a 7th guest type game, where once you pick it up, it's no longer in the map and it doesn't need to be there anymore. Okay, so I need to kill this. Okay, so now we have a... There we go. We have an object to interact with and this. So we do a simple if. If we have interacted with this, we are going to go ahead and call savable action on the element. If we have not interacted with it, we are going to do nothing. And the savable action will be inside the item. And in this case, we're going to destroy ourselves. That's what we're going to happen if we've interacted, if we don't want to pick up the coins anymore. Okay, so in theory, this should explode once I start my map. Assuming I'm even in the... There we go, okay, so... That worked exactly like it should have. Nothing should happen because nothing's inside of our save game object. So we need to call our save game object when we teleport for this example. So what I'm going to do when we teleport is I'm going to call my save game object. And I'm going to tell it to save everything in here currently. So this is the start where it sets up the map. So begin play, make sure our map, our level matches what we have saved for savable objects. This one is going to be a custom event called save all the stuff. Save all the things. And what it's going to do is the same thing here, which technically we've already saved once. That's this level savable objects. So we already have this one. And we need to do this right here. So this is going to take our save game object and we're going to cast it. We're going to get our savable objects array, which should be where's our save game? I know it's in here somewhere. There it is. Which is just an array of our, which is not what we want right here. Okay. Yeah, struct of savable object arrays, which should be this one. Right, struct of, did we lose something somewhere? Where'd it go? I can't see because of the stupid... Seriously? Can I not see the whole name? Really? Struct of savable object. I don't like the way this thing's named. But it should be my label name and the scalable. Okay, so... Oh, what we gotta do? So, where's our save thingy? Where'd our save thingy go? What did I do with my save thingy? Oh, right here. I need to save all the things. Okay, let's just make sure that's hooked up. Okay. Seriously? Probably because it's not a blueprint interface and I didn't cast it. Yeah. Let's make that pure. And then, there we go. Stop giving me errors. Oh, let's actually plug it in. Ah. Okay, we should not be giving me an error. Getting the manager, right? No, I turned the mic off when I coughed and I forgot to turn it back on. So no, it was not just you. Now we want to set this array element right here at this index with but it, yeah, which should be this item right here, but it's not letting me because it's an object. Oh, I hate freaking doing array crap. I basically, okay, you know what? Oh. Can you not set an array element if it is savable structure object structure? Oh, there we go, because it was a struct, which I split apart right here. That's right. Man, look at all these wires. Okay, so that should update it with our... Should update that one with that target array with... Oh no, we have to update it with our current one is what it is. Which is this item savable objects. Which is that, which of course is not compatible. So what did I break here? This item savable objects is different because I don't have interacted with it. I have to go back and fix these things. Oh, crackers and cheese balls. Which means I need to... Oh, crackers and cheese balls. It's gonna have to be. Every item's gonna have to know whether or not it's been interacted with, no matter what. I don't think I have any way of getting around that. Because when you initially start... Oh, double crackers and cheese balls. You're going to start fresh. You need to keep track of everything. It's going to have to talk to the item. The item is going to have to say whether or not it is... It's going to have to, right? Because some items may stay, some items may not. Yeah, it's going to have to. I can't think of a way around this right now. Everything should be set to false. Okay, let's put this into setup. Okay. And there's like 10 things I have to do all at the same time to get this working. Yeah, because this is gonna have to, because if it doesn't already exist, I'm gonna have to store it. Which is basically going to duplicate the code I'm doing right here. Okay. So we need to take the savable objects. And we're going to need to, let's see, we're going to need to make an array. Wow, this is going to be a lot of stuff. So this one should actually be way down here. Look at those wires. Gotta be driving people crazy at this point. Okay. So I'm making the array. This is going to be an array of... Now I'm going to have to add. Okay, so we're going to have to take this. For every one of these... Stupid. For every one of the savable objects in our scene, we are going to have to... Let me unhook this and... I put it here for now. I'll have to put that back up. So for every object in our scene, what we are going to have to do is we're going to have to talk to it. Let's make a new interface for savable. function is interacted. Let's do to get interact with, and that's not spelled right. Get interacted with. Okay, it's gonna return back a boolean. Okay, and then if you have a parent savable item, it would be smarter to do that. Okay, so we have here, compile. Oh, should auto compile stuff like that. Nope. Okay, I want to. Oh, it's a stupid interface function. That's right. Oh, seriously? Oh. 9 polys over your limit. That sucks. Okay, so we're gonna get interacted with from here. So this is gonna tell me if my object was interacted with, and then we are going to have to fill in an array. So we need to add an item, which means I need, what are we gonna do? This is gonna be our temp savable objects. I'm going to add an item. Let's make sure it's unique for each one. And this one should be the object that we're talking to and if it was interacted with. So that is what we're going to have to write once we're done here. Once our loop is complete, now we do our temp savable objects into here. Okay, so now we just need our code inside of here to return back our get interacted with. So where is my stupid, where's my stupid item, my pickup? This is my pickup, right? Oh man, seriously? Okay, I'm not stupid, but apparently I forgot how to do this, which is friggin' fantastic. Yes, it's a friggin'... I swear to God. Okay. Oh, there we go. Double click. Because it's a stupid interface. I friggin'... Like I said, I knew I forgot something. It was stupid and simple. There we go. Okay, so I have no idea what's going to happen. Actually, I'm kind of curious what's going to happen between... Okay, so let's start going through code and see what is and is not working. Let's go with our pickup. Let's flag our... let's see, we want our object. Okay, so let's go with our startup and walk through everything, shall we? We're gonna go ahead and get all of our pickups. So we have 6 pickups, we're good there. We're going to, oh, dang it. Okay, so we can't do that because the stupid loop is gonna cause me issues. So let's stop in each of the loops. Let's go here. Okay, so it does not exist, which is exactly what we planned on. So since it doesn't exist, we need to now store it. Do we store it in our save game object? No, we don't need to store it in our save game object because we're not doing anything with it. We're not going to interact with it. Okay, so upon leaving, we should call save all the things. Let's see if that works. Let's grab 3 items. Okay, create all of our... Oh, come on, stop it. I need to step out friggin' option. Of course, dang it. Okay. Because of the loop right here. Yeah, I need a step. Okay, let's try this again, shall we? So that one is never being called. Oh, because our savable object array has nothing inside of it. Is why. Which makes sense. So we need to take into account what happens when we have done nothing. When we have a blank savable object. So we have a blank savable object. Our loop is not going to work. If our loop works, we go through here. So we need to simply... This is going to call... This is a set. So we're going to want to take... these things. We're gonna collapse that down at some point. Okay, so if this item does not exist in our loop, we will loop through, get everything with, and add it, and then once everything's done here, we are going to take our original loop, which is our right here, which of course I should probably save out as a variable. Oops, stop it. And we're going to add the temp savable objects. Seriously? Oh, because I need to... let's see, I need to do temp savable. Stop it. Go down. And then this is the get current level name. Oops. There we go. Okay. So in theory, that'll save it out if it doesn't exist. Now we need to call this branch if it's equal to 0. So let's just do if. Let's see. So if this doesn't exist, so if the length is equal to 0, then we're going to go ahead and call this anyways. Okay, let's see how much stuff broke this time. Okay. Okay, well something definitely broke. Which of course I don't have the error that time. Okay, so what we're going to want to do is call this branch right here. And hit play, grab some stuff, it should stop. Our length is equal to 0, so that worked fine. We're gonna step, I gotta remember to stopping on stupid branches. Okay, so for every one of these 6 items, we are going to talk to the item, find out if they've been interacted with. So let's actually flag there and there and resume. We have a blank array. We will resume. We should now have an array with 1 item in it. And whether or not it was interacted with, this should happen 6 times. So we know that's working. We're going to resume. We are going to step. We are going to add to our original persistent vars mop. We have 6 items in here, which are 6 structures. Right? Okay. No, because this should be a struct. We are saving the incorrect data. Isn't our savable objects a... Oh no, this is an array, so if I get one of them, this should be a struct, right? Yeah, okay. So those are fine, so we're good there. Oh! Ah! Should probably actually save my game object. That might help a little bit here. Game object. That was extremely silly. That means I can do that. It's cleaned up a little bit. So, save game to slot. Our save game object. We're gonna call this one slot 1. There we go. So that is saving. Once we're done here, this one needs to call the save. There we go. Now let's see how much we broke it. Okay. So this should be good. That should be good. We should have an object of our save game, slot 1, user index. Okay. So we're good there. Resume. And we've teleported out. Go out. Save in. Okay. So what is our error? The error is only on going through the portal. Let's figure that out. There we go. Oh, let's see. Pending kill. Attempt to access. To access persistent variables. So all the pickups are pending a kill. When I am calling what? Let's put our message log down here. Get interacted with. That's because that function is not waiting for this saving to finish. So let's put a delay in here because we can. See if that gets rid of the error. I've still got an error. How is it pending a... Oh, son of a bitch. So we've already destroyed the item. Oh, son of a bitch. Crackers and cheese balls. We have destroyed the item, so we can no longer talk to it, but it exists inside of our database, our array. So we're not updating the array yet. So what we need to do is this right here. Or if we do is pending kill. Which I don't think works, does it? If I remember right. Kill? Something. Waiting kill? Is killing. Okay, that no, it's not there anymore. Oh well, let's go with valid then. It's always a fun node. Is valid. If it's valid, we're going to go ahead and get if we connected to it. Okay. Nope, still get an error. Seriously? Oh, because it's in this one now. Wow, look at all the code everywhere. I'll get rid of my error at least. There we go. Error's gone. Still have problems, but my error's gone. So my issue is now I need to tell the thingy. Oh my god. I need to tell my save game object manager. I need to update this whenever it's interacted with. So which means I'm going to need to keep track of if it's interacted in here, which means this game's save objects is going to have to be an array of Yeah. It's going to have to be a struct of the savable object. Yep, you're going to break everything. I understand. So I'm going to have to save the object itself and if it was interacted with inside of my array. This level savable objects. Okay. So what did I break? Here we go. So go, and then we're going to get interacted with, and then we will, let's see, I already did all this code. See, this is why we gotta copy paste a lot of code. We've already done this code. We'll collapse this to a macro at some point. So for each item, see if it's valid. If it is, we'll go ahead and do that, and it'll be a temp save objects. And then we will set temp save objects to our, oops, I need this to be in the finished part. Up here, completed. There we go. Now I have this level savable objects is a proper array. This will check through everything that's actually, since I loaded up everything on the file and this already exists, I can just do this level savable objects and I can talk to it directly and have it do everything. Okay. So what we need to put in here is, I still don't know how I have 10 people viewing. I mean, this is the funkiest, brokenest stuff I've done. Obviously the ugliest stuff. It'll work awesome once it's done, but this is super ugly. Let's have a new event here. And this one's going to be update savable object array. And it's going to have to take in an object and if it was interacted with. Object. Interacted with. Okay. And this is going to be just an object because that's all we're saving. Okay, so they're going to call this. We are going to go through this level savable objects. Oh, do I have a way? See, I have to split it, right? But it's an array, so I can't. And you can't look through individual elements like, oh, I wish we had maps inside of here. I don't think maps work yet, right? It's not a variable type yet, is it? Whoops. I went to look through here. Yeah, maps aren't. Maps would be awesome for this. Okay. So, we are going to look through the array. And the nice thing is we can just split. Okay, so each one, so if it's the same object, so we need to find this object. Can I just find? No, this isn't going to work because I don't have it. Well, I can't break this one because this is an array holding structs. So I need to actually pull the struct out and then I can break the struct and compare. But there's no way of looking through an array of structs for a key because I don't have a key. It's just structs. Whereas if I had a map, you could look through a map and you have a pair of, like a dictionary key value. It's all good. This is intended to be used on loading and saving anyways. This is bad though. Shoot. Okay, this is bad code. I'm gonna write the words bad code on here. It should be optimized. Bad code should be up. This is just doing everything wrong in the first place and then going through and re-optimizing everything. Because this is going to loop through your entire array every single time you do an interaction. So every time you save or load something, this is going to cause an issue. And the problem with this is, because we're destroying things, we still need to keep track of it after we've destroyed it. We can't reference it later. Okay, so if this is the object, we're going to want to go and update the object at the array. So we're going to set array element, this array at this index with this item object and this interacted with right there. And this should probably be a break. So at least it's less. Of course, I haven't known my breaks coded, but still, this should be a break. Let's get rid of that then. Okay, so that way we can at least break out if we do get a match. Split object. Okay, so if it is the object we want, then we're going to go ahead and set it, and then we'll just call a break. Ooh, look at all those lines going everywhere. And if it doesn't, then we're done. Okay. So at some point it should break. Well, I like to... Sometimes I'll do stuff right the first time, but since this is just like 10 things I need functioning all at once at the same time, I'm trying to do it as ugly and inefficient as possible just to get it working. That way I can fix it later as things happen. And I know it's going to be bad. You should not be iterating through an array every time you do something. That's just going to cause problems. Okay. Now the nice thing is we're going to tell the player this is a coin pickup, and then we will see, like I shouldn't like I shouldn't be doing a get here, but why not? This is one of those things that I will optimize later. This should be stored in the player. That way you can talk to the player. It's super simple. You don't have to do a get all. Oh, that's already a blueprint. So then we do was it update savable history? Here we go. So since we've interacted with this one, we've interacted with it, and I pass in self. Like that. There we go. Oh, look at how ugly that is. But does it work is the key. Let's find out. So every time I pick it up, there we go. It talks to the original array. Let's put a stopper there. Resume. We should have the object we're working on. This is our pickup 3. Okay, this one shouldn't match. It should be 1 loop. This is the item we want. We should set our original one with these values. Oops, I did not plug that one in. So that's a good thing. And I didn't even... Yep, I definitely did not finish hooking that up. That was horrible. Okay. 3 items. Step through here. I have a delay still. And, okay. Those 3 items are still there. Because I have broken my saving because I changed my array earlier. Because I went ahead and I changed this into an array of structs. And that is not what I want. Okay. Okay, I'm pretty sure we're on here. Or here? Let's see, where do we stop at? Okay. Here we go. We go branch into here. This is our current value is 0, so we should step through here. We'll resume. Okay, why are we... We're over here, right? Let's stop that. Let's resume. Okay. we have our savable objects should be updated. Savable objects with our level name. So our save game slot should work. The problem is we need to break apart one of these is what I need to do. Let's see. So let's get our savable objects. Let's get the first one. Let's split it up. Let's see if it's been interacted with. Let's grab all 6 of these. Oh, I should have tagged it there. False. Yeah, see, it's still showing as a false. Darn it. Well, this is one of those things, unfortunately, I've come up against a time wall. We have 10 minutes till Epic's official Twitch stream. So I'm going to document where I'm at here and continue working on it tomorrow when I stream. It'll probably be roughly the same time, roughly 10 Pacific to 12 Pacific. Feel free to come back and see me finish this up. I'm pretty sure I can. But besides that, thank you for anyone who watched. Feel free to leave requests for anything you want to see on the Google Doc or on the YouTube page or wherever you want. Leave it in chat. Basically, just leave something somewhere and I can do something. And I hope this was entertaining, Ryan, because this is basically me trying to do 7 things at once and keeping track of it, which I enjoy doing. This is why I like programming. And I'm literally probably 10 minutes away from getting this thing working properly. But we have Epic's awesome 414 stream popping up. James, feel free to drop it into chat, and I can chat with you a little bit in chat until Epic stream pops up. And I'll see if I can maybe do something tomorrow or answer it now. Other than that, everyone have a good day.